You think YouTube success is just views and subscribers. Well, you're wrong. Real success is being able to make a living creating content without hating the process. The biggest mistake you make as a new creator isn't bad strategy, it's emotional mismanagement. And I'm saying this as someone who's been on YouTube since I was 18, built multiple channels from scratch, published over 500 videos just to understand storytelling, and even had a channel hit over 100K views and still fail. You expect your YouTube progress to feel fast, clear, and motivating. And when it doesn't, you assume something's wrong with you or the algorithm. If I were starting YouTube from zero in 2026, I wouldn't need to grow fast. I'd need to protect myself long enough to get good. Now, in this video aren't growth hacks. They're more like guardrails, so you don't quit before skill even has a chance to show up. Make the first video to collapse uncertainty. The first thing I would do is make and publish my very first video. Not because it's going to be good, not because it's going to grow, but because one video collapses uncertainty. Most people don't stay stuck because they don't know what to do. They stay stuck because their brain keeps filling in the blanks with worst case scenario. And yes, your first video will probably be your worst video. And that's not failure, it's more like training. Every creator you admire made bad videos far longer than they wanted to. The difference is they didn't interpret that phase as a verdict. So when I first started, I obsessed over cameras, which one to buy, which lens, which settings, and I ignored the thing that actually matters more early on. Audio. Your phone already shoots incredible videos, better than most cameras from 10 years ago. If you're going to upgrade anything, upgrade your audio, not for perfection, but to remove friction. Good audio lets you focus on what you're saying instead of re-recording takes or blaming your setup. Less gear means fewer excuses. Fewer excuses means more reps. Use search as a time buffer, not a growth hack. I were starting from zero, I would lean heavily on search-based content, not because it makes you famous, but because it buys you time. Search lets your videos work passively in the background while you're still getting better. Most people quit because posting feels like shouting into the void. Search reduces that feeling. This isn't about chasing viral titles. It's about answering specific questions people are already searching for. Consistent is phase one, and reflection is phase two. Most creators, they quit in phase one because they expect phase two results too early. I'm telling you, it happens. Don't do it. Borrow attention so invisibility doesn't break you. When you first start from zero, nobody knows who you are. And that's not a judgment, it's just reality. Borrowing attention means making content around topics that already have interests, not copying, not chasing trends blindly, but using existing demand so invisibility doesn't feel like incompetence. Early on, you need confidence more than originality. This is about training wheels, not selling out. Guardrail number 5, package the promise before you press record. Content is important, but if nobody clicks, the content never gets a chance. Your title and thumbnail aren't marketing. They're the promise. And if you can't explain the promise of your video in one clear sentence, that video will drain you to make. Packaging first creates clarity, and clarity protects your energy. What I'm saying right now isn't just theory. After years of trial and error on my own channels, I eventually joined a large education channel full-time, first as a creator, then as a YouTube manager. So we scaled that channel from hundreds of thousands to over 500,000 subscribers, drove over 12 million views just this past year, and saw firsthand how packaging, positioning, and clarity determines whether good content ever gets seen. The patterns are the same, just louder at scale. Find a market gap to protect your headspace. One of the biggest problems that creators start with are these huge niches. Crowded niches don't just slow growth, they mess with your head. When you niche down, you reduce emotional competition. You don't need the biggest audience, you need the right one. A smaller, often underserved audience is easier to serve and easier to stay consistent for. These are typically what I would call the core audience. These are the people who will eventually grow with you and follow you down into being a bigger creator. These are the guys you want to start making content for. Responsibility without hopelessness. Become responsible for your own life, your own future. And when I say responsibility, I don't mean blame, I mean control. Blame makes you feel stuck. Responsibility gives you options. Effort doesn't guarantee outcomes, but it does guarantee skills. And skills is the only thing that you actually control early on. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. And the first step is simple. Make the video.